This is a Sports Catastrophe production.
Hey there, how there, ho there. It's Jeff Cutter Diamond welcoming you to another Sports Catastrophe birthday boy. I know it's April 20th. I know there's a double implication of what that day means. I don't need to tell you that. But anyway, it's a birthday boy for April the 20th. And this guy right here was a very good kicker. Now, a lot of people would be thinking I would be uh, picking him for another team, but I think this guy was the best kicker in Chargers history, despite the fact that he won a Super Bowl ring for another team. Regardless of that, he was a good kicker for many teams. His name is John Carney. A lot of people will know about John Carney from his from a certain missed kick. But anyway, Carney was born April 20th, 1964, so he's 60 years old today, and would attend high school in West Palm Beach, Florida, being a punter. The University of Notre Dame came calling and needed a punter kicker, so Carney joined the Irish from 84 to 86 and was a kicker. He was actually named Notre Dame's all-time kicker by Sports Illustrated. Weird. He was undrafted in the 1987 NFL Draft. Most kickers don't get drafted. Carney was signed with Cincy as an undrafted free agent. He would not play for Cincy and all the. He spent the year out of football. Of course, 87 was the year that replacement players came in, and surprised that Carney didn't get a chance to. It's a pro. So he went to Tampa Bay and played 5 games for the Bucks in 2 years, going 2 for 5 on field goals and making all 6 extra points. Kind of weird that he was just like a backup kicker and all that. Carney went to the Chargers for training camp, but did not make the final roster. So he played 1 game for the LA Rams. He didn't attempt a field goal or extra point. So he was gone quickly. However, the Chargers, needing a kicker, decided to sign him to the 90 season. And in the final 12 games of the regular season, he made 19 for 21 on field goals. That would be a great move for the Chargers, as he would play 11 seasons for the Chargers, earning his first Pro Bowl selection. In 94, going 34 for 38. He was the kicker for when the Chargers went all the way to the Super Bowl and almost took care of the Niners, but the Niners had him. He's still the Chargers' all-time point scorer after his great years of infamy. Carney was signed as a free agent by the Saints prior to the 2001 season. Carney would, sign with the Saints, and then he was nondescript for a few years until 2003 when the Saints needed a touchdown against the Jacksonville Jaguars to tie the game. And with 7 seconds left, they went with many laterals, and Jerome Payphone made a giant catch off of a lateral to tie the game to make it 2019. They needed the extra point to tie the game. Carney easily could have made an extra point. But somehow he pushed it to the right, and the Saints lost the game and were knocked out of the playoffs. That would be a shocking one, and that's what people think of John Carney as, the guy who missed that extra point at the end of the game. Fortunately, though, the Saints did not get rid of him, and he kicked a game-winning field goal against Carolina a few weeks after Hurricane Katrina. So anyway, Carney knew his number was up once Orlando Murray was signed by the Saints, so he decided to leave the Saints. Nobody took him until Jacksonville did, because Josh Scobie was hurt. Carney would play for 8 games in the Jaguars, going 9 for 11 on field goals, 20 for 21 on extra points. But once Scobie came back, they had no room for Carney, so they dumped him off. Then he went to Kansas City to be their kicker. Well, they needed to replace their ineffective kicker, Dave Rayner. Carney would be the 4th kicker for the Chiefs within a year. Because Kansas City at one time had Lawrence Tynes, Justin Medwick, and Dave Rayner. But it didn't work out. Tynes was a former CFL kicker, so was Justin Medlock. Tynes would sign on with the Giants and help them win the championship. Carney appeared in 5 games for the Chiefs, going 3 for 3 on field goals, 7 for 7 on extra points. Then the Giants needed a kicker because Tynes was having to recover from a knee injury. Carney, at age 44, was the oldest active NFLer during the season. He was 35 for 38 on field goal attempts. 2 of them were blocked, but still, that was pretty good. Carney was made the starting kicker for the NFC. So it was very shocking that, he just came out of freaking nowhere and he's for the Pro Bowl. The Saints needed a kicker, and they reached out to John Carney because Garrett Hartley would be suspended for the first 4 games of the 2009 season because of performance-enhancing drugs. So Carney re-signed for a 1-year contract. And once Hartley regained the starting job, Carney was waived on December 22nd. But the Saints announced that Carney was a kicking consultant for the team. Carney could not kick for any team for the rest of 2009. But Carney performed as a kicking consultant and helped Hartley make critical field goals, including the field goal in overtime against the Vikings in the NFC title game to go to the Super Bowl. So Carney technically had a Super Bowl ring. He started the 2010 season without a team. But Hartley would miss 3 key field goal attempts, so they re-signed Carney. He would kick 3 field goals in October 2010 against the Panthers, making him the 3rd oldest player to play an NFL game behind George Blanda and Morton Anderson. On October 12th, they released him, which was kind of a weird move. But the fact of the matter is, for Tampa, well, he kicked for the Rams for 1 game, I should say. San Diego, New Orleans, Jacksonville, Kansas City, Giants, and back to New Orleans. He would kick 478 field goals for 2,062 points. Well, not officially, but yeah. But when you add the extra points, it's 2,062. He still holds the NFL record for most games with 6+ field goals in games with 2, tying with Gary Anderson, Jeff Wilkins, and Jim Bakken. And he's played in 4 decades. Only George Blanda has done so. So Carney kicked in the 80s, 90s, 2000s, and 2010s. George Blanda was the only other guy with 4 decades. John has been married to a producer for 28 years, having 3 children. 2 of his children went to University of Notre Dame, but I haven't done much since. But it doesn't matter. I mean, John Carney was a very good kicker, don't you think? Anyway, I'm going to do